how are you? I hope that you're well. I have a beautiful video for you guys today. I'm so excited. Okay, it's entitled The 7 Treasure Trove Signs the Universe is Sending You Messages. Okay, are you ready? So let's hope, you guys, that I can keep on task, because you know how I am. I love to talk about all kinds of stuff because I feel like this is our only opportunity to get to visit. So bear with me, but I'm going to try to do this professional, right? Well, as professional as I need to do it, right? Because I know you guys love me and you appreciate my little talks and little side steps that I give you of little conversations and stuff. But it's beautiful here. It's so lovely. The weather is getting really nippy outside. And let's see, the beloved gardener and I, tomorrow we're going to go to the crystal market and select some beautiful crystals, and go to the farmer's market and select some beautiful organic herbs and spruce and all kinds of different beautiful things, rose petals and such, so that I can make some beautiful little Christmas presents, which are going to be saging wands. And they're going to come with beautiful little messages, you know, for particular things. Because like if you're using rose petals, you know, to sage your home, that's going to create a lot of love to welcome into your home or your space or whatever you're saging. And, you know, I mean, if you don't believe in that, that's fine too. You know, it's sometimes just a fun little thing to do, you know. It depends on whether you take a lot of stock in it or not. Like if you believe and you put your focus in it and you believe that crystals actually bring you and manifest abundance and help in accordance to all of your desires and dreams, of course they will. It's everything that you believe things to be, that is how they will manifest in your life, right? So anyway, so let's get back to it. So the number one is that you will see the numbers 111 or 1111 or 11, number 1 in sequence order. Now, there's a lot of people that, you know, I think when I'm sharing this video with you, there's so many videos out there. There's so many, well, maybe I don't know about so many videos, but I'm sure that like in the spiritual aspect, you know, spiritual teachers and stuff, there's a lot of videos that are out there for this. And so, but I wanted to dive a little bit deeper, and let's go through the different things that not only do these things represent, but just dive a little deeper is what I just said that, didn't I? But let's dive a little deeper into the meanings of them, because I think sometimes, you know, in the spiritual world, we'll get kind of sidetracked by being so in attune, you know, and in alignment with the universe, that sometimes we like miscalculate our little emotions and stuff sometimes, because we're just so used to seeing it. When you're in the spiritual realm of like law of attraction and living a spiritual life, we kind of sometimes will minimize that, I think. And so I just want to kind of go a little bit deeper. And so I'm going to give a little bit of like little stories and stuff too, little fairy tales, with regards to my particular transformational journey or tale. Okay, so I know that when I began my first spiritual awakening, you know, my journey began, this was like 5 years ago, and I would see the 111, you know, the sequence numbers a lot. Like I started seeing them all the time. And then, you know, you graduate up to, they say that they're angel numbers, and it's the universe telling you that you're in perfect, pure alignment with Source, your inner being. And you will see those. And now after I kind of graduated a little bit more, like always, that one is my favorite number for one thing, for one thing. But that's the reason that I'm always attuned and attracted to 111, that sequence, because that's my favorite number. But my other favorite number is 3. And so you can make promises with the universe to say, like contracts, you know, like I want to see this or this, you know. And I should put the link to the other video that I was talking about signs, symbols, and I think it was signs, symbols, and something else. Like I was talking about totems and different things. So if you want, you could, I'll link that below for that video, because I did talk a little bit about it before too as well. So, but anyway, I remember one of the main things is when I was manifesting my soulmate Jeffrey, that I was seeing 111 all the time. 111, 111, on license plates. I would see it on receipts when I would go to the grocery store, or like even if I would like a picture on Instagram or Facebook, I would be like the 111 person, you know, or I would see the number at like 111 that I had watched a video and I was 101 or 100, you know, the 1111th person to watch a video. Anyway, so the universe is always giving you that. And a lot of times, like, say for instance, when it was 11:11, I saw rainbows all that day. I saw 2 rainbows that day. And so I know that that is the universe showing me signs, and I just think it's so beautiful. Number 2 is that your intentions, your intuition is coming in massive, massive waves. And so what it means is like, you're seeing signs all the time. Like, it's not just one thing or 2 things, you know, it's all of these different things in combination. And it just is coming at a speeding frequency. And so you start to recognize. So that's number 2, is that, you know, your intuitive nature, you're always like happen to look, you know, you'll look at the clock at 11:11 and, you know, you'll just see things, like you'll see your signs, you know, like I said before, for instance, like when I was, when I was manifesting my soulmate, I was seeing, three of everything, because that was my kind of contract that I made with the universe, is that I want to see three in threes, you know, like 3 birds or 3 ravens or 3 hearts or 3 flowers. And so you can do that. That's the beautiful fun thing about the universe, is you can create contracts with the universe, and the universe will completely oblige you in this and just give you this stuff at massive, massive speeds. So that is the beautiful thing, that it comes in massive, massive waves. You start being completely in tune and intuitive, and you see all these beautiful things manifesting before you. So that was number 2. So number 3 is your spirit guides, your totems, or animals appear in your life. Now, this is a beautiful little example as well. Now, I had on my vision board, can you guys hear me? But I had on my vision board like 3.5 years ago that I wanted to have a rabbit. And you guys know that I have a rabbit, Oliver. He's like right here down on the floor. I should pick him up because he's really cute on camera, isn't he? But anyway, I had not had the opportunity at that time, when I was just beginning my, you know, transformational journey, to have a rabbit. I still wanted one, and I had a desire, and I had a little bunny exactly the same, almost identical to Oliver on my vision board. And so even though I wasn't able to have an actual bunny straight away, the universe was manifesting rabbits all the time to me. I would see, like, I remember there was like several times, I think at least a half a dozen times. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're thinking that I lived in California and then I lived in Oklahoma for just a short period of time, right out in the clear daylight, I would see rabbits, like just sitting in a driveway. One time I drove by this road that I had got off on the trail, and I was going to pick my children up from school, and I went down this road, and I don't remember why it was. I think I was trying to avoid traffic, and there was this hare, this bunny rabbit, right in someone's driveway out in the clear day. And so I drove up next to it, and I thought, there's no way this bunny's gonna totally run, right? And I was just like really calm, and I knew it was a sign from the universe, because I had said I want to see rabbits, because the universe knew that I wanted a rabbit so much. But because I couldn't have one physically or tangibly for myself as a pet at the time, I was still manifesting rabbits everywhere, and it was so beautiful, because that's my totem animal, you know. And yeah, and so I would get out and I have pictures on my blog too of the rabbits that I took the picture. I mean, I got up probably like this close to it, and it didn't run or anything. It didn't hop away. I mean, it didn't hop away at all. And so I knew that that was the universe showing me that. My other totem animal is a red-shouldered hawk. And if you guys remember, this was last month. I think it was the end of November. Yeah, or could it have been the beginning of December? Gosh, I can't remember exactly. But anyway, there was a red-shouldered hawk that came to the back of my garden and sat in the tree for over an hour and a half, just sat there. And there was this really cool story that happened with the hawk. I'll have to share with you guys one time because it was another sign. It was a personal, a very interpersonal thing that I had contractually made with the universe, and it came true. And so it was a beautiful, like, I mean, have you ever seen anybody so excited to see like 3 of white Lexuses on the road? I mean, I act like I had won $2 million in the lottery or something. It was just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful how the universe will collide with you and become so serving of you when we are in alignment and pure alignment with the universe. It's just such a beautiful thing. I mean, the law of attraction, living the law of attraction, don't you guys feel this way too? Is that it's so fun. It's so fun to play games with the universe. I just have a ball doing it, you know? And so, anyway, so that was number 3. Rainbows will start to show up. Now, I remember as well that rainbows also represent clarity. They represent a pure clarification that the universe is giving you signs. Signs from the universe that you are on track. Now, last week, it happened and I didn't take a picture, and there were several times when I was manifesting Jeffrey as well. I could feel it, like I knew, like I would see rainbows when I wasn't actually looking for them. And that's the other thing, you guys, is that, like, especially like even with rainbows or with like the number sequences, is that oftentimes if you're like trying too hard for these particular signs, if you're trying too hard, it takes the beauty and the serendipity out of the actual seeing the signs. So try to remember that, to place in your heart when you see those signs, and the universe is like almost nodding to you and saying, look here, this is what I'm doing. You like that? I'm going to give you more and more and more. To remember that in your heart and in your mind, just say a quiet thank you, and that you are appreciative of the sign being shown to you, and you will get more and more signs. It's so beautiful when that happens. You just get on a momentum, and the universe is just going to completely just give you so much. And you know that when these things start to speed up in your life, these 7 different treasure trove signs, you know that whatever your greatest desires are that you have desired and you've been thinking about and focusing on, they're about to manifest. They're going to come like very quickly into your life, like tangibly. Does that make any sense? Like it just means that the cycle is speeding up. The universe is really because your focus is so good and so on target, that you will receive those tangible desires and through these signs. And that's the universe nodding to you, saying you're going to get your desires very soon. Number 5 is you start to find money a lot. Like literally you start to find money, like tangible money. And a lot of times, a lot of moments when you find this money, it depends on your belief system with regards to money as to whether or not you receive dollar bills, $10 bills, $100 bills, coins, and that kind of thing, and in the nature of that. So, because let me explain. when I began, when I first started the law of attraction, I never realized what kind of like really underpinning belief systems I had about money. I just knew that I wasn't manifesting it as quickly. I mean, I had always been a good manifester, always before I ever knew that I was, but I didn't realize that I wasn't, there was some gaps that I needed to fill, right? And so I just remember I would receive pennies, like I would see pennies. And not that that means you're a bad person or you're a terrible manifester, it just means that maybe that is a good inclination that you have a very, that you may have a belief system about money that you might want to dive deeper in and look at. But you will receive money. It just depends on the faith aspect of it, of how much you receive. Now, I put on my blog that before, where I used to manifest pennies at the time, but that was good because that is what I believed in. At least it was trickling in and I was still receiving signs. Like I would find, you know, pennies on the street, or I'd find a dime on the road, or I would open the couch and knowing there was no money in there, like I'm always looking for, you know, making sure change is out of pockets and stuff like that. But I would find like, you know, quarters in the dryer or under the couch cushions, or just they would appear. So I knew that that also meant that change was happening in my life. Change, get it? But now I'm such a good, fabulous manifester that I'm manifesting hundreds of dollars. Like literally last week, I manifested and I think I showed you guys on the thing, like the coins and stuff, like antique coins and $10 bills and things of that nature. And so the more your faith intensifies with the universe, the more that the universe is going to reward you with bigger and bigger and bigger amounts of money. So that is another video that I think I'm going to do, because there is a huge, massive gap with people in the spiritual realm of the law of attraction, is that, you know, people think, oh, you're going to give these affirmations, or you're going to say these affirmations 55 times 5 for 5 months or whatever, and that actually doesn't work. Like, I'm just going to tell you that, like, some of those old rituals for manifesting don't actually work. I guess you could say, I shouldn't say that, but I'm just saying that it all has to do with what you focus on, where your thoughts are, and what belief systems you have. Because if you're trying to say, okay, well, I'm going to write this affirmation 5 times, 55 times in 5 days, and do it every day or whatever, that to me, and this kind of coincides with Abraham Hicks' teachings as well, is that if you are having to do that at such a, if you're pushing yourself to do that, like you have to write that 5 times for 55 times. I know that I can't remember the teacher, but it was some little yogi, 100 years ago that started this manifesting ritual. And that's one of the things that you do is because I kind of researched it and did all kinds of things like that. And I just realized, you know what, going along with the Abraham Hicks teachings is that Abraham says that is a form of resistance, because you're pushing, like pushing a noodle. You're trying to make something happen when you need to get in alignment, and then you won't have to do those things. It's sort of like charging or programming a crystal. You don't really need to do that. It's all in your vibrational energy that's exuding out into the universe, and that is why things are manifesting. It's all in what you're telling yourself, and all in what you're focused on, and all about what your thoughts are and where your thoughts are going. You know, so you could sit there and do this, little ritual, manifesting ritual, and write affirmations till you're blue in the face, but if you still have that underpinning of a belief system, you're not going to ever change that. The money's not going to come. I'm just telling you from my own personal journey and my personal experience that's what happens. And so, but everyone's entitled to their own thing, and if it works for you, I think that's beautiful and great. So I don't want you to think that I'm completely downing someone's rituals or any kind of thing like that, because I would never do that, and I would never want to infringe on someone's personal freedom, you know. But that was just my personal little side note there. Number 6, that the universe is sending you signs and messages, is you actually have really, really restful sleep, and you have a really, really lovely time when you slumber. You like to go to sleep, you feel relaxed, you have deep, beautiful dreams, and you know that if you're having beautiful, lovely dreams, or you're not having dreams at all, that you know that you are on the right path. Because if you're having dreams, or you're having nightmares, or you're having, you know, this consistent momentum of when you're sleeping and you're having your slumber, that you know that there's some contradiction and there's some resistance going on in your day-to-day awake hours. But that is another sign from the universe that that you have beautiful, restful sleep. And I love it because that's my favorite time of night. I'll get my crystals, the ones that I'm, you know, focused on for that day, or that I'm using for my meditation for that week. And so I'll set them on my bedside table, and I'll get my little chamomile tea, and I will take my melatonin, my liquid melatonin. I love taking that, and I will put my beautiful, you know, restful serenity and frankincense oils on me, and I just go to sleep and have the best. It's like when babies are sleeping, you know. So that is number 6. Number 7, the 7th sign that the universe is sending you messages, is that synchronicity will increase. And it also means that that you will come in contact with people. Like, say you have a message, or say you're a spiritual teacher and you are, you know, you have this great desire to, you know, get your message out into the world, that the universe will provide you with all of the beautiful, perfect people to align you with, because it is all vibrational energy, and what you're exuding out into the universe is coming back at you. It's the law of attraction, right? It's the laws of the universe. And so that is the 7th sign, is that, oh my gosh, see, I saw a sign. I looked at it right when it said 11:11 on how many minutes that the video is going. Isn't that so cool? I love that. Oh my God, I love that. It's so cool. But anyway, yeah, so that is the 7th treasure trove sign, that the universe is sending you messages. So yeah, so that was number 7, and I think it's beautiful because these beautiful people come into your life that you would have never guessed. It's, you know, it's just so serendipitous that the way that the universe is able to bring all these different people that will help you in your particular mission in life, and just incorporate that into your life with the path of least resistance to you. And so I have had that happen so many times, and like a prime example was yesterday, which is a cool thing, because maybe that's why the universe was saying you need to do this video the next day so that you can share this story with your viewers. And it was, I had meditated, and I was always, you know, open. I always want to be an open vessel for the universe. Like, whatever it is that I am, you know, wanting to do, or I desire to do, or whatever is beneficial for my best and highest good, that's how I want to be open to the universe. And so when I had said that, and then after my meditation, I was, you know, the spirit talks to you. You know, if you're quiet and you listen, the spirit will talk to you. It's basically your inner guidance system speaking to you, but it's source, the universe, you know, collective consciousness. And I was like, the first impression I got was, find a particular attorney to call. And I was just thinking, I mean, in my mind, I was just like, okay, I don't know where that came from. And it was just so funny because afterwards, after I had meditated and I went and journaled and everything, I sat down and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna, you know, do what I feel inspired from my heart, right? And from spirit. And so I was Googling, or Safari, you know, and I was like, Google Chrome, let me find, you know, the nearest attorney, blah, 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 for this particular thing that I am looking towards, you know, for business. And my girlfriend sends me a text immediately. I hadn't talked to her in 6 days, and which is odd because we usually talk every day, but I had not talked to her, and I just anyway, she sends me this text and she's like, here's this attorney, I thought you might want that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. I mean, it was just laid out in my hands, just like my video that I was talking about, how like the path of least resistance for each and every one of us, you and me, is all so differently, you know, created. And it's so beautiful how something that will resonate with me may not resonate with you, but the universe knows exactly what resonates with you and your path of least resistance. So that is how the universe works. It's like so beautiful, just like with my windshield. Remember I said, I don't really want to do a lot of work, you know, I don't want to take a lot of action to get my windshield fixed, but the universe brought it to me, and it was like, that was the path of least resistance. So that is how, you know, the universe is so beautiful, and if you just expect it and you know that these miracles happen, like just expect that the universe has your back always, and you will get everything that you desire. Like there's nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. And so always remember that the universe is always on your side. You always the most delightful person, and Source loves you so, 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 so much. And you should love yourself just as much. I hope that this message served you, and I also hope that you're inspired to start looking for those different signals and signs from the universe, messages. And I look forward to hearing from any of you, that if you want to share that, and we want to keep this conversation going onto the comment section, I would love that. I'm always going to respond to your comments and stuff, and I just love talking to you and hearing about all your successes and beautiful desires that are manifesting and stuff. So I want you to know that you're not just a number, you're not just a person that I'm just talking to out of the clear blue. Like, I really love you guys, and I really love the community that we have. I love the little shoal family that we have. And so let's keep this going. And if you want to give a mermaid her fins, go ahead and subscribe to the button below. And also, if you want to follow me on social media, it's Raquel Margaret Carter. My Twitter handle is Raquel M. Carter, and my Instagram is Raquel Margaret Carter again. My Facebook fan page is Raquel Margaret Carter as well. And I hope that, I think those are the only three actually. Yeah, and the same thing on Pinterest if you ever want to go on Pinterest. So anyway, I hope that this served you. I hope that you're having a lovely day. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. And I'll be thinking about you when I get my crystals and making my sage wands and everything like that, because I'm going to show you guys next week. And as always, I'm yours until my next swim. Ciao!